are important to me and just sharing them. Okay, so just for some transparency here. First of all, as I was practicing my little video, I haven't quite figured out where to look yet to make it look like I'm really looking at you. So you got to bear with me on that one. And then I was, practicing with the regular video, and I said, oh my goodness, I need some Botox or something going on, or some kind of makeup. But, well, okay, the real deal is this is as makeup as I get. Got some eyeliner on, got some little lipstick going on, and hi, Ty. Hey, Baron. So I chose, okay, Holly, don't get to practicing on the people, okay? You don't usually wear no makeup, so don't start practicing right now. You put on a whole face of makeup, and then you go out in public with your own little face, and folks don't know who you are. So I figured this is it, okay? This is just it. So today was the grand opening for Smithsonian's newest museum, the National Museum of African American History and Culture on the Mall in DC. And so as I watched President Obama and former President Bush and so many others make powerful addresses, I got to thinking about a lot of things. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. There are so many causes to fight and so many wrongs to right and so many truths to declare, with mistakes in our lives to be corrected. And as of late, it seems that every time without fail that I turn on CNN, I'm just getting sick. I'm getting sick because the senseless violence that we are surrounded with can be overwhelming. And I have found myself crying and weeping. I have found myself getting blood-boiling angry at some of our reality today. But more important than all that, I found myself succumbing to fear. Okay, but as a woman of faith, I know a couple of things. I know that God has not given me the spirit of fear, that I don't need to be handcuffed and shackled with immobility and inaction due to fear. And I know also that faith without works is dead. It's just a whole lot of contribution to global warming. Just a lot of talk. And so rather than being overwhelmed or frozen by fear, I know I had to do something. And so we can't stay hidden and locked down in our homes thinking that there is safety or there is security being on lockdown, because that's not living. That's not living. And so you just can't stand still in life. We can't do that. At some point, you have to decide with deliberate finality, deliberate intentionality to move out, to go forward. I'm a prior drill instructor, and so at some point, you just got to say, Howard, and keep it moving, okay? We can't just stop right there. So what I try to do is determine in my own mind, okay, Holly, you have to start right where you are with what you have and who you are surrounded with. What do you already have in your hands that can be used to make a difference, to be used to make an impact? I can't just stop and wait for huge numbers. I can't wait for all the resources to come in, or PR firms to come in and before I do something, before I roll my sleeves up and get busy to make a difference. Okay, see, that's part of the problem when we don't do until everything comes together in a perfect little picture. And so we have to be aware of that, even if it's just starting with yourself. Even if it's just starting with the one person that looks back at you from the mirror every morning. Because even if it's a matter of stopping your complaining, knock off the complaining. If you're talking about other people who are trying to do something, even if it's not perfect, you can knock that off. You can help by just closing your mouth. You really don't have to say everything that comes to your mind, especially if it's not going to be helpful, if it's not going to move the situation to become more effective or more efficient, if it's not going to help those who are in that serenity, whoever's in your circle of influence, if it's not going to help them progress, then sometimes this just needs to be closed. I remember growing up, my mother, Miss Dot, would always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, close your mouth. And even as our girls were younger, I would ask them, is what you're about to say, is that going to pass the K&T test? And K&T is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? Okay, because if you can't say yes to all three of those, then you probably need to just like close that up. Okay, the point is we can all do something to make things better. For those of you with large or larger platforms, you need to be making a difference. Get involved at the legislative level, the educational or criminal justice reform levels. Persuade politically if you've been given that platform. For those of us with smaller circles of influence, we yet have a responsibility to do what we can with what we have and where we are right now, even if it's only becoming a better version of yourself. Okay, I think I've talked long enough, but thanks for listening. And I see some people out there dialing in, and hi, brother. That's my big brother, Vincent. But thanks for listening. I'd love for you to leave your comments about what you're already doing, to impact the lives of those within your circle. God's most abundant blessings to each and every one of you and your families. And I think I'm going to be giving Dr. Kelly's perspectives on a regular basis. Have a wonderful weekend and go do something.